Hello everyone, I'm Shagun Uppal and I'll be presenting the paper Disentangling Multiple Features in Video Sequences Using Gaussian Processes in Variational Autoencoders. This work was jointly done with my co-authors Sarthak Bhagat, Zoyun Yin and Dr. Ningli Lim. So we'll briefly go through some of the fundamental blocks of this work including VAs and Gaussian processes, moving on to our framework MGPVA and then the experiments. The problem that we are tackling here is to disentangle multiple factors of variation simultaneously from video sequences. We propose MGPVA, which obtains disentangled representations in an unsupervised setting. The latent space assumes different Gaussian process priors, and by varying the correlation between the interframe distributions in the latent space, we separate out different factors of variation. The underlying principle of a VA is to put forth a generative model with an encoder-decoder setting with a prior of a standard normal distribution on the latent space, and then using neural networks as function approximators to map them back to a higher dimensional data distribution. Now coming to Gaussian processes are non-parametric methods which can be used to infer a distribution over functions directly instead of using parameters. It is characterized as a random process indexed either over time or space where the joint distribution of any finite collection of those random variables is Gaussian itself. In this work, we focus on two such Gaussian processes indexed over time, namely fractional Brownian motion and Brownian bridges. FBMs are zero-mean Gaussian processes parameterized by a Hurst parameter, here represented by h, and a covariance function as depicted in equation 6. When h is equal to half, which represents a standard Brownian motion, it represents a Markov process. However, when h is greater than half, the increments along disjoint intervals are positively correlated and negatively correlated for h is less than half. Brownian bridges are again zero-mean Gaussian processes, which can be parameterized by a starting position A and an ending position B, and whose covariance function is depicted by equation 8. Moreover, the increments in a Brownian bridge are not independent. Here we illustrate the sample parts of the discussed Gaussian processes. The first one here represents a Brownian bridge starting from -2 and ending at 2. This here represents an FPM with h is equal to 0.1, with h is equal to 0.9, and this represents a standard Brownian motion. Now we go through our framework MGPVA for the unsupervised disentanglement of video sequences. Given a video sequence with n frames, the latent code of dimension d comes from a normal distribution where each dimension corresponds to one sample Gaussian path with the mean and the covariance as per the properties of the chosen prior, which can either be an FBM or a Brownian bridge. Moreover, since the covariance function for the chosen priors is not necessarily diagonal, it can help model complex correlation amongst interframe distributions. So for any given video sequence, the encoder outputs a mean vector mu and a symmetric positive definite covariance matrix sigma. To further impose disentanglement inherently, we add a beta factor to the KL divergence term in the loss function as illustrated in equation 15. Here we provide a brief overview of the network architecture where we have an input sequence fed to an encoder which gives the mean and the covariance parameters as per the Gaussian process priors over each frame, which is used to sample a latent path, then fed to a decoder in order to obtain the original data sequence. Now, in order to illustrate the robustness and the fidelity of the disentangled representations provided by MGPVA, we leverage it for a downstream task of video frame prediction, where for given first n minus k frames, we predict the last k frames of the sequence. For this, we introduce a geodesic loss motivated to preserve the manifold in the latent representations as per the frame predictions. The latent code of the first n minus k frames is used as an input to a 3-layer MLP to predict the next latent point, which is then decoded using MGPVA to the generated frame. This process is then iteratively repeated k-1 times for the next frames. Now, in order to leverage the manifold structure, instead of minimizing the squared distance between the predicted and the target points Z0 and ZT, we use a geodesic distance between GZ0 and GZT as the loss function. Here G symbolizes the decoder network of MGPVA. As illustrated in this figure, here Z0 represents the predicted point, Z4 represents a target frame. The dotted line here represents the linear interpolations between Z0 and ZT, and the red points here represent the geodesic path as obtained by our algorithm. In the latent space, the Euclidean distances are not always the true measures of the data distances. So here, instead of pushing our predicted points Z0 towards Z4 by minimizing the squared distance between them, we force it to move towards the next point in the discretized geodesic, that is Z1 here. This is to ensure that the predicted point always lies on the manifold and hence outputs a realistic and meaningful frame, which might not happen if the prediction lies somewhere here outside the true data manifold. For this, we use an algorithm to obtain a geodesic path between any two points Z0 and ZT, where Z0 represents a predicted frame and ZT represents the actual frame. We first obtain n distinct points between Z0 and ZT using linear interpolation. These points are then iteratively converged to obtain the geodesic path by minimizing the energy function as depicted in equation 16, since geodesics represent the minimum energy path along the manifold between any two points. So here, with while the change in the energy is greater than a certain threshold, we iteratively move to each point which is linearly interpolated, compute the gradient of the energy function at that point, and then update it by taking a step in the direction of the descent. Coming to the qualitative results for disentanglement using attribute transfer, here for moving evidence dataset, we use FBMs with H is equal to 0.1 for channel 1 and H is equal to 0.9 for channel 2. As we can see, when channel 1 is swapped, the identity of the digit is taken from sequence 2, whereas the motion or the trajectory of the digit is preserved. And similarly, when channel 2 is swapped, the identity of the digit is preserved, but the trajectory of the digit is taken from the other sequence. Visualizing the effect of H in the latent space, we represent frame-wise latent codes of 6 different videos, each with a different color here. We see that when H is equal to 0.1 with negatively correlated increments, it moves back and forth, remaining in the proximity of the starting position, thereby capturing static features like identity, which do not vary across frames over a sequence. However, for H is equal to 0.9 with positively correlated increments, it keeps moving in the same direction with each frame, thereby capturing dynamic factors like motion. Similarly, visualizing attribute transfer for colored D-sprites, we can see that different channels capture different factors of variation like shape, scale, and color here. And similarly for sprites dataset, different channels capture the hair type, the vest, and the body orientation of the pose of the caricature. For the task of video prediction, here we show qualitatively the frames predicted by MGPVA compared to other state-of-the-art baselines. In the first row, the red box represents the original frame to be predicted. The subsequent highlighted boxes depict the predicted frames across different approaches. Quantitatively, NGPVA outperforms other state-of-the-art baselines in disentanglement. Here we show the mean average precision using nearest neighbor classification. For video frame prediction, NGPVA beats other baselines even without the geodesic loss. With geodesic loss, it further surpasses other approaches with a margin for both MSE and VCE losses. Qualitatively comparing the effect of geodesic loss for frame prediction, we see that without it, the predictions are either not real looking or irrelevant to the previous frames of the distribution. However, with the geodesic loss, it ensures that the predictions are more relevant and meaningful, thereby preserving the data manifold. For more details, please check our paper and the open source implementation available. Thank you.